His first time visiting his girlfriend's home, he noticed she was still using traditional methods for heating. So after returning home, he brought over an old air pressure pump he'd scrapped and transformed it into a multifunctional heater for her. First, he smoothed the pump's surface, then used a ruler to mark a rectangle on top, and used an angle grinder to cut along the mark. Placing the cutout rectangle onto a metal plate, he marked a slightly larger rectangle, then used the grinder to cut it out the same way. Next, he marked a 1 centimeter strip on each side, and cut a groove along that line with the grinder. This allowed him to bend it slightly. After achieving this effect, he placed it in the rectangular hole on the pump and welded it in place. Once fully welded and polished smooth, he used a round glass cover to mark a circle on the front of the tank, and cut along the circle marked with the grinder. Before cutting all the way through, he welded a hinge onto it, creating a door in the process. He then welded 2 metal blocks on the inside edge of the door frame to keep the door from going too far inwards. He also installed a handle on the door. Then he got a rectangular piece of glass and lined it up along the side of the tank, marking the outline, since this also needed to be cut out into a rectangle, and welded a rectangular metal frame. This way, the glass could be installed later on. Next, he made an ashtray slot below the tank, cutting out another rectangular opening and welding a metal box there. Then he marked a spot at the other end of the tank for a chimney, cut a circle with the grinder and welded on a chimney elbow. Turning the heater over, he cut off the original pump wheels, and welded 4 square pipes as legs for the wood stove. At this point, the wood stove construction was mostly complete. Then he added one crucial feature. He found an old electric hot water bottle, cut it down, keeping only the inner chamber, marked it with a circular iron pipe for alignment, cutting a circle and removing the heating coil inside. He also cut a circle on the other side, so the iron pipe could pass completely through the chamber. Then he welded both sides of the pipe and chamber together to form a water heating device. He added a water inlet on top, then assembled it, placing it by the chimney on the wood stove. Finally, he coated it with high-temperature rust-proof paint. And with that, the multifunctional wood stove made from the old pump was complete. He filled the kettle with water for a test. After lighting the wood inside, he could close the door and control the flame size with a valve. The top of the stove could be used for cooking, and the stove itself got quite hot. In no time, the room became warm and cozy. So, what do you think of his invention? On a scale of 10, how many points would you give?